What's going on, everyone? It's Aaron, the YouTube detailer, and today we're going to talk about ceramic coating and maintenance washing. I'm going to show you how to do maintenance washing today on your ceramic coated vehicle. You don't need very much. I'm going to show you how I have to do it here because we're not allowed to pressure wash vehicles in our garage, unfortunately. So what I have to do is rinseless washing. And there are ways to rinseless wash your ceramic coated vehicle that aren't going to scratch it and aren't going to hurt the clear coat on it. So I'm going to give you some directions and some tips on what you can do to maintain your ceramic coated vehicle. So let's talk about the things you're going to need today. You're going to need 8 to 10 microfibers plus a couple of drying microfibers. You're going to need a 5-gallon bucket diluted 4 to 1 with optimum no rinse and 8 to 10 microfibers inside. You're going to need a wheel and tire bucket that's diluted with ONR, as well as some wheel and tire brushes. You're going to need a pump sprayer that you spray ONR onto the panel with. You're going to need CarPro Reload for your post-wash drying. You're going to need optimum no rinse for basically everything that you're going to do today. And lastly, don't forget your wheel and tire brushes, as these are going to be important. Let's talk wheels and tires. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm spraying the tire down. What I'm spraying it with, because I don't have any degreaser at the moment, is I was using a diluted ratio of optimum no rinse. I was diluting it 64 to 1, and you saw me spraying the panel down pretty liberally. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking a small brush and I'm getting into all the wheels and the spokes, the lug nuts, all that kind of stuff. Having this small brush getting into tiny areas just makes it a lot easier. And you'll see here as I move on to the bigger parts of the wheels, I change the size of the brush I move to. So this one a little bit bigger, a little softer, easier for getting into kind of some of the bigger areas. Again, this is just optimum no rinse on absolutely everything. There's no degreasers, no anything on this. Here I'm using the wheel woolies. These are great for getting in behind the wheels and spokes of a vehicle. It's just good to get all the dirt and the grime from behind the spokes. I mean, not a lot of people will care, not a lot of people will see it, but you know, it just looks nicer when you have that done. You can see here I switched to a smaller wheel woolly to get in behind the wheel, behind where the brake caliper sits. So I'm just going to give it one more spray down with ONR, and now I'm going to take a stiff bristle brush. I'm going to spray a bunch into it, and I'm just going to scrub the wheels and tires. And again, this is no degreaser or anything. This is just elbow grease and some good old optimum no rinse. Once I have that all scrubbed down, you'll see me just give it a couple more sprays. That's just to get rid of kind of whatever dirt and gunk is left on the wheels and the tires. You'll see I come back and grab a brand new used microfiber. Now this microfiber, these are not the same microfibers I would use on my paint. These microfibers are specifically dedicated to kind of doing the wheels and the tires and just the dirtier areas. So these microfibers won't ever touch my paint, but as far as my wheels and tires and undercarriage and that kind of thing is concerned, these are the perfect time for these cheap microfibers to come in handy, you know, specifically ones like Costco microfibers. But there it is. That's the finished wheel and tire. So let's get on to the paint now. We have optimum no rinse wash and wax. I normally use the blue stuff, but I ran out, so the green stuff will do just fine. Inside here is a 5-gallon bucket filled with water, and it has 4 capfuls from this bottle put into here. And then on top of that, it's 8 to 10 microfiber towels that have been soaking in here for I don't even know how long. They don't have to soak, but it's just nicer that way to get better slickness. And then in the last bottle here, I have the Cquartz sprayer. And this is going to be used to spray the panel down first before wiping it. And just to give you an idea of what this panel looks like before we start on it. So let's get this out of the way. Alright. So as you can see, lots of winter grime, winter salt, all that kind of good stuff. So we're gonna get that off, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. So I already did the driver's side door. So I'm gonna take you guys on a step-by-step process on how to remove this safely from your vehicle. So, first steps first. Let's grab this thing and let's spray the panel as the light falls down. Alright, now when it comes to this kind of stuff, you really want to take the sprayer right to it. You want to try and get as much of that crap off as you can. Now when you get to the lower portions, that's when you really want to work it. Work it, baby! See how it's getting rid of a huge majority of all the stuff that was on there? Okay, so step one, we got done. We sprayed down the panel with some ONR, and now we've let it sit. So step two, we're going to go to our 5-gallon bucket with all of our beautiful ONR and microfibers in it. We're going to grab one of our clean rags. We're going to go back to our fender. We're going to take this microfiber, and we're just going to roll it along right till we get to the end. Now see, that microfiber didn't really get all that dirty from that first pass, so that tells me we're safe to use this same side again on this panel. So we'll take it, run it along again. Now because I know the bottom side of this is dirty, I'm not going to be as harsh with it. Alright, so now you can see the microfiber. You can see some dirt on it. So now that I'm going to work on the lower portions, I want to get this clean side going. So I'll come down here, I'll take this clean side, work it in there, I'll flip it over, and voila, we have a clean, wet panel that we now have to dry. Okay, so how are we gonna dry our panel? We're gonna take a microfiber company from the rag company. This is a Pluffle. This is a brand new one, nice and clean. Then we're gonna take one of the Eagle Edgeless, a blue one, and this one's gonna be used for buffing. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is take CquartZ Reload. And we're just gonna 1, 2, yeah, that's good. Then let's take that same CquartZ Reload. And we're gonna spritz it onto here. Just one. There you go. Then we're gonna take our drying rag. We're just gonna bam! Clean all this up. Alright, now we got to make sure we don't touch any of the dirty side. Alright. So see the microfiber? I just dried that same panel that was disgustingly dirty, and there's no dirt, residual junk, anything on there. Okay, now that we've buffed the reload on there, we're going to take our buffing microfiber and we're just going to get all the streaks out. Because from when we cleaned it with our drying rag, there's a pretty good chance that we left some leftover water and stuff on there. So we're just going to dry everything up. Use two sides if you have to, it don't matter. Okay, make sure we get into all our spots. Alright, and look at that. We have a fresh, well, minus that. Oh! Okay, but other than that, we're looking pretty fresh. Now I do have a sunlight and an LED light on here right now, and you guys cannot see any swirls because I can't. Look at that. All clean.